The past 7 months have certainly taken a toll on our lives and some of our relationships.
Quarantine has put a strain on marriages and forced couples to have difficult conversations, all while facing unimaginable challenges.
One local couple has advice on how others can strengthen their bond.
This may feel a little short because I just don't have a tall enough, but I wanted you to get the fit and feel.
Nick Stump is definitely fitting into his new role as a small business owner.
Let's get you going.
He and wife Mackenzie left their teaching jobs at the beginning of the pandemic and a few months later opened a running store.
Right at quarantine, we actually started working full-time together. So it was actually awesome because we were both involved on the huge changes that happened with the pandemic together instead of being torn in two different directions.
But working together and living together certainly presents some challenges, like communication.
Definitely was one of our strengths.
And one of our weaknesses. We work on it all the time. So when we have bad blow-ups, then we go for a walk and talk about it.
There are couples that were able to benefit from being able to spend quality time and really getting to know each other in ways and reconnect.
John Soria is a marriage and family therapist. He says not all couples fared as well in quarantine.
It was conversations that we're not used to having in terms of managing risk. And then the economic fallout that had really an impact on many families, many couples.
Families also had to manage childcare and virtual learning.
You may have a couple that where this would bring them closer, and then you may have a couple where they start noticing a lot more differences in visibility in terms of the way they're parenting, in terms of, values.
Bottom line, says Soria, time in quarantine affected people differently.
I think the pandemic has amplified the need for balance and the need to actually put effort into it.
Mackenzie and Nick are still working on that work-life balance. And like so many of us, not being able to see close friends and family during this time has taken a toll.
We would go in the driveway and hang out and talk social distance, but it's not the same. So a lot of Zoom calls with my family, not a lot of vacations. It's hard. It was emotionally taxing.
So when things get tough, these two lace up their sneakers, head outside, and exercise together.
Go walking. It'll save your marriage. Walk.
You can get a lot done when you're a couple miles away from home, and the only way to go back is together.
It's true.
Good idea. Go take a walk together.
They make a really good point. You go together,
Yes.
You got to come back together, right? Well, here's a checklist to help you and your spouse get through these next few months, because these next few months are going to be challenging. The marriage and family therapist says get out of the house, connect to nature. Being outside is good for your emotional well-being and can help manage stress and anxiety.
He also suggests have a plan to survive the holidays. Sit down and discuss what they will look like. Who's in your circle? Who will you spend time with?
And finally, when it comes to others, the therapist says understand there will be differences within different households and cultures. Getting through these times is about collaboration between family and friends. There are experts out there to help you get through all of this.
I'm joined